Okay, doggy, everybody. Heck yeah. I like that. Hello everybody, I am back for some more girl power history. That's great, okay. So I am Megan, for those that do not know, for those that are new here. If you're new here, what are you doing? I have a whole slew of other girl power history videos you can go check out. Of course, watch this. But there's a ton, you know, there's like 4 that you can go check out if you haven't, so feel free to do that. So on Girl Power History, we talk about awesome, badass, interesting, iconic women throughout history. And I realized I am completely matching my pink wall today. Alrighty, let's get into this. The particular woman that we are talking about today is, she was America's first female millionaire. She was also African American, and she made her fortune by selling hair care products to African American women. This is Sarah Breedlove, America's first female millionaire. She was the Oprah Winfrey of her time. So let's get into her story. Alrighty, you guys know the drill if you've been here before. On Girl Power History, I like just to introduce my setup for anyone that's brand new. I got my female authors, I got my fake plants, I got my pink wallpaper, and of course, I have my boys. Jesus. Yes, this is Henry Cavill and Jason Momoa. Y'all ready for this? They represent the masculine energy of this day. That's my wonderful, amazing singing voice via now. Yeah, so they represent the masculine energy of this space because this is a very feminine space. And we're only talking about women here, so no shade to men, but that's just how we do it. But that's what our boys are here for. So kudos to them. So yeah, let's actually get into Sarah Breedlove's life, her birth, where she started, where she began. So let's just get right into that. So Sarah was born on December 23, 1867 in Delta, Louisiana, to Owen and Minerva Breedlove. Now she was actually one of 6 kids. 6? I'm not sure which way it's gonna look on camera, so we're just going to do that. Now here's the interesting thing. Well, I don't know, here's the sad thing, and here's the sad interesting thing. Her older siblings were actually enslaved. Sarah was the first of her siblings to be born completely free. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1862, which freed all the slaves. So yeah, girl was the first in her family to be born as a completely free woman. But unfortunately, both her parents died when she was very young, and leaving her an orphan at the age of 7. And she moved in with her older sister, Lavernia. Before we get into Sarah's whole life story and her career, you know, I have to introduce my paper dolls, of course. We have Sarah Breedlove. This paper doll is representing Sarah in her super duper cute purple and gold dress. I mean, this dress looks so cute with her skin tone. I was like, ooh girl, she's looking so cute, seriously. Before we get into Sarah's whole career and how she made her fortune and how she became America's first female millionaire, let's talk about her marriages. Sarah was married in 1882 to a man named Moses McWilliams at the age of 14. If you see my Josephine Baker video, I think these two had a little bit in common. Getting married very, very, very young. But the thing is, she actually married Moses to escape abuse that she was experiencing with her brother-in-law, Jesse Powell. Now, Sarah and Moses had just one daughter. Her name was Aaliyah. Bam! Now the thing about Sarah was her husband Moses died, so don't worry about him. He's not coming back. Now Sarah remarried in 1894 to a man named John Davis, but then she left him. So he's not important either. Okay, but probably her most important marriage was to a man named Charles Joseph Walker. Bam! Oh, Jesus, her dress is already coming off. I do one bam, and then her dress is coming off. Oh my gosh. Who, you know, of course, was not a white, matronly looking woman. Charles Walker was not. He was African American, limited number of dollars, so, you know, bear with me. Charles Joseph Walker was probably Sarah's most important marriage. He was actually a newspaper advertising salesman she had known in St. Louis, Missouri. And actually through her marriage to Charles, she became known as Madam C.J. Walker. So Madam C.J. Walker was the name that Sarah came by when she became this like big, humongous hair mogul. And so we're gonna get into that. So, yes, let's get into that. So she used to work as a laundress, only earning $1 a day. She wanted to save enough money so she could get her daughter to go to a good school, have a good education. You know, mama thinking about what's important for her girl. The thing about Sarah was that she grew up around barbers. Her older brothers were barbers themselves. As was common among a lot of black women during this time, Sarah suffered a lot from dandruff and other scalp issues. You know, women at this time used a lot of like very harsh cleaning applicants to their hair, so it was pretty common for baldness to occur, or rashes, or dandruff, things that really just affected the scalp, right? People back in the 1800s weren't taking very good care of their scalps like we do nowadays. But other contributing factors that could have impacted Sarah's hair loss was, you know, poor diet, illness, you know, the fact that she was working as a laundress, only earning $1 a day. You know, she wasn't making a lot of money, right? So she didn't have the necessary nutrition, right? There was also a lot of infrequent bathing during this time. Let me just say, a lot of people weren't taking that many baths back in the 1800s, okay? Since you know, most Americans lacked indoor plumbing, central heating, and electricity, because that stuff wasn't introduced till the 20th century. So Sarah was used to having hair issues, and she wanted to do something about that. So Sarah, like I said, learned a lot about hair care from her brothers who were barbers. But the woman who actually inspired her and who she learned the most about hair care from was another woman named Annie Malone. Bam! Now Annie was also an African American woman who ran a successful hair business. So Annie was also kind of considered like the Oprah Winfrey of her day. Sarah actually learned a lot from Annie. Annie, I am just so dang excited to meet you. Oh, I thank you. I mean, you're a woman who created a hair care line for black women. You were the owner of the Poirot Company. I mean, that is just amazing. Oh, I thank you for completely listing off my accomplishments. Now I don't have to do it myself. Yeah, so Annie, she created this college called the Poirot College, which was used to educate other women on how to become hairstylists, how to understand hair care, and that type of goodness. So Annie was a sort of Sarah Breedlove before Sarah became the millionaire mogul that she would later become in life. Now the thing about Annie and Sarah was that, you know, these were two very similar women. They were both black women. They were both black women who wanted to start and create successful hair care lines. And so they actually later became rivals. After Sarah learned so much from Annie, Sarah knew she wanted to go off on her own. So Sarah started to develop her own hair care line. So, you know, sorry Annie, but I'm moving out. I'm doing my own thing. Are you kidding me? Nope. Oh yeah, and by the way, I think I might just steal your product line and your recipe for your hair care products. So does that sound good? No it doesn't. Yeah, so they had a little bit of rivalry, and the thing is Sarah might have stolen some of Annie's hair formulas. Now that was never proven, just a rumor. That was something Annie accused Sarah of doing, but we shall never know. But let's just say the women, well, they started off as friends, they became rivals, and you know, that just sucks, to put it frankly. Despite the fact that Annie accused Sarah of stealing her formula, which was a mixture of petroleum jelly and sulfur that had actually been used for 100 years. So again, that's where we're not quite sure. Did Sarah steal Andy's formula? Did she not? We're not 100% sure. But Sarah claims that she received her own hair care formula in a dream she had. Now, some of her other hair care products included her glossing and pressing oil, and her most popular product was Walker's Wonderful Hair Grower, which consisted of petroleum, coconut oil, beeswax, copper sulfate, carbolic acid, precipitated sulfur, and perfume. So, yes. I know nothing about hair care. It's pretty obvious. I literally know zilch, nothing, nada about hair care, but I'm trying to understand and educate you. What really prompted Sarah to become this massive mogul was actually to her marriage to Charles Walker. So let's talk more in depth and detail about that relationship. So she married Charles in 1906. So then Sarah became known as Madam C.J. Walker, taking Charles's last name. The reason why she gave herself the name Madam C.J. Walker was because the word Madam was adopted from women pioneers in the French beauty industry. I'm not gonna lie, whenever I hear the word Madam, especially in reference to the French, I kind of think of the Madam of a brothel. Now, these two were not just married in marriage, they were also business partners. So Walker actually would give Sarah, business advice, help give her ideas. They worked together. We're business partners? Heck yeah, we business partners. We're also married? Heck yeah, we married. That's the type of power couple we like to see, if you know what I mean. Sarah actually back in this time though, in the early 1900s, would sell her products door to door. And she'd actually teach other black women about how to groom and style their own hair as she went door to door, selling them her products, giving them hair care advice. That's the way she got started, That's what one does when they live back in the early 1900s and they don't have an office space. You go door to door teaching people, right? However, in 1908, Sarah and her husband, Charles, went off to Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania, and there they opened a beauty parlor, and they established Leah College to train hair culturists. Now they named the college after her daughter, Aaliyah. Sarah, knowing what it was like to struggle in life, knowing what it was like to face hardship, knowing what it was like to work for only $1 a day, she wanted to give more black women better opportunities in life. So she opened a program called the Walker System, which was a training program for her network of licensed sales agents who would sell Sarah's products. And the wonderful thing is she would make sure that her sales agents would earn a healthy and good commission on the products they sold. Because again, she knows what it was like to have nothing practically in life. So she wanted to make sure that her employees were really well taken care of. So props to Sarah. I mean, girl was rocking this. She was rocking it. She was doing great. She was doing good things. Like, she be inspiring me, Like, I know nothing about hair, but this makes me want to go out and create my own hair care line, So now, before we actually get into even more of Sarah's career and how much more she did for the black community, I want to finish talking about her husband, Charles. The thing is, even though they were business partners, marriage partners and business partners, the thing is, Charles was kind of an a-hole, not gonna lie. He was an alcoholic, and he actually cheated on Sarah with one of her flippin' sales agents. So, Charles, yeah, there's a reason why I made Charles look like an elderly, matronly woman, because it just seemed poetic. So we can kind of forget about Charles. They eventually got divorced in 1912, and then Charles later died in 1926. So let's just forget about him. Let's now focus on the continuing work and the continuing efforts that Sarah put into her hair care career. Now, here is a sort of, I like to say, the true love story of this video. It's between Mother and daughter. Aaliyah actually helped run the company with her mama, especially after Charles was out of the picture. So Aaliyah actually would help give her mom advice to further her career along. So I have an idea. How about we establish an office and a beauty salon in New York City? Oh, that sounds like an amazing idea. You are just so dang smart. Oh, thanks, Mom, I know. That's how I like to think all mother-daughter relationships are. You know, daughters helping their mamas, mamas helping their daughters. I love that type of stuff. I'm all here for a good mother-daughter relationship. So Leah actually suggested that they open a beauty salon in the Harlem neighborhood in 1913, which, for those that don't know, the Harlem neighborhood in New York City later became the center of African American culture later on in the 20th century. So a pretty good place to open a hair salon for African American people. Now in 1910, Sarah relocated her business to Indianapolis. Let me just say, Sarah was like a bit bopping around. She's like, we're gonna open it up in Pittsburgh, we're gonna open something up in New York, we're gonna go open something in Indianapolis, which is very tough for me to say because I suck at talking. So now she actually established the headquarters of the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company in Indianapolis. That's so tough for me to say, you guys. Let's get my hair out of the way. It is tough for me to say, holy crap. Now, she actually went on to build a factory, a hair salon, and a beauty school to train her sales agents. And then she actually then later on made a laboratory to help with the research of her hair care formulas. So our girl Sarah was like, heck yeah, I'm totally expanding this business. I have the brains, I got the power, I'm finally trying to earn the money to do so. I am rocking this. And Sarah, yes you were, girl, yes you were. And the cool thing is, majority of the people who were her employees, including those in key management and staff positions, were predominantly women. So not only was Sarah trying to help out the Black community, she was also trying to help women, specifically Black women, which is just amazing, right? Because I don't think we need to go into history of this entire world to know that Black women are some of the most misunderstood and discriminated against of women out there. I love hearing stories about any woman of any color succeed. It's just inspiring and encouraging, and I'm all here for it. Now, the height of Sarah's career were between the years 1911 and 1919. That's when Sarah was like thriving in her hair care business, right? She started racking in all this money, you know. It's raining men, hallelujah, it's rain. No, I don't know why I just started singing it. I should, no, that's not the right song. Money, 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 money. That was the right song I meant to sing. It's raining men. I don't know, I don't think it was raining men, okay? Not with Sarah's divorces. I think she was like done with men. After her relationship with Charles, she never got remarried. She was like, yeah, I'm done with men, let me tell you. But no shade, boys. No shade to men. Just, you know, crappy ones. Okay, now again, at the height of her career, Sarah actually employed several thousand women as sales agents for her products. And by 1917, her company had climbed up to train nearly 20,000 women, which is very impressive. Now, her sales agents traveled all over the United States as well as in the Caribbean, you know, going door to door like Sarah used to do before her company really took off. And they did the same thing, her sales agents, you know, they would offer Sarah's hair pomade that she made, I like how that sounds, and other products packaged in actually tin containers that showcased Sarah's face on the front of them. So Sarah was like, I'm gonna make sure people know who is running this business. Now the coolest thing is that Sarah, you know, she understood the power of advertising and brand awareness, right? So she knew that putting her own face on these tin cans that inside were all of her hair care products, that people would start to associate her face, her image with her brand, with her hair care line. And that's in big part how Sarah then later went on to become America's first female millionaire. Sarah knew that she needed to market to the African American community because actually, I didn't mention this at the time, there was this Louisiana Purchase Exposition that took place in 1904. That was back when Annie Malone was still selling her hair care products, and the sales were not very good for the hair care products that Annie was selling, that Sarah was helping to sell, because the African American community was largely ignored. And Sarah understood that that was, well, frankly stupid, right? That the African American community was a community to tap into, that they were a community that didn't have as much access to good hair care. And so she knew she could appeal to them and market to them, and it worked, you know, focusing on predominantly African American communities and also in, you know, African American like newspapers and magazines that were circulating at the time, as well as her frequent travels all over the United States, right, going door to door promoting her products. It helped make Sarah and her products well known in the United States. And now I thought I would also mention actually the method of her hair care. So her actual system that you could find in her tin packages included, of course, a shampoo, a pomade that's stated to help hair growth, a comb for good old brushing, because, you know, that's important, of course, and applying iron combs to the hair. Sarah claimed that applying iron combs to the hair would help make lackluster and brittle hair become soft and luxuriant. I'm like the exact opposite of soft and luxurious hair. My hair is so dang thin and fine that, like, it ain't even funny. You know, I'm like the queen of frizz, let me tell you. With Sarah's successful hair care career, you know, going strong, doing a thing, right, boys? I don't know, I thought I should just include them randomly in this video. I feel like I don't talk about our boys enough, but that defeats the purpose of said video. So while Sarah's company was doing very well, she was starting to make a lot of money. The thing is, Sarah also knew that she wanted to continue helping other people. So let's talk about Sarah's sort of conference work and the help that she gave to other people. So not only did she help Black women with their hair, she also helped Black women learn how to budget their finances, build their own businesses, and encourage them to become financially independent. Now what's I think really cool, especially as a young woman who is creating my own YouTube channel, hoping to, you know, have this become my brand, my marketing, my sort of company in a way. It takes inspiration from Sarah. The cool thing about Sarah was she created this conference called the National Beauty Culturists and Benevolent Association of Madam C.J. Walker Agents, which, you know, is a little bit of a mouthful, but she took inspiration from the National Association of Colored Women in all of their conferences. So she had like all of her sales agents, right, convene at this conference in Philadelphia during the summer of 1917. There were about 200 attendees at this conference. And the cool thing is this conference is believed to have been among the first national gatherings of women entrepreneurs to discuss business and commerce. You know, we're talking early 1900s. Right? This is literally before women even had the right to vote. Women did not run the right to vote until 1920 here in America. So this is one of the first times in history we had an actual conference of women led by a Black woman, which I think is, of course, very important to note, wanting women to become more financially independent and to encourage the talk of commerce and sales and business amongst women. And there was this really cool quote that I thought was really inspiring. She said at the National Negro Business League, "I am a woman who came from the cotton fields of the South. From there I was promoted to the wash tub. From there I was promoted to the cook kitchen. And from there I promoted myself into the business of manufacturing hair goods and preparations. I have built my own factory on my own ground." So like Sarah, girl, nobody be denying that. I think that's wonderful. Now, not only did Sarah encourage women to become wonderful business owners and entrepreneurs and all of that badass stuff, she also held strong activism beliefs. So let's get into that. Now Sarah, since she had all of this money at this point, I'm not sure the exact number, I will be completely honest with you, but clearly nice little chunk of dough, okay? She helped a lot of Black communities. For example, she pledged $1,000 to the Indianapolis's YMCA, which was in a predominantly black community. And remember that whole sort of BFF, best friends forever, mother-daughter relationship that Sarah and Aaliyah had? Again, business partners, working women. I know Aaliyah wasn't featured that much in this video, but this girl was running a lot of Sarah's businesses in other states. So I just want to give props to Aaliyah really quick. But Aaliyah actually had a home called the Villa Luaro. Sarah actually had made for her. Oh gee, oh, Mom, you got me a house? Heck yeah, I did. Oh, thank you. I'm really sucking at acting today. I don't know why. I'm struggling with my dolls today. I don't know why. Maybe it's because none of them have been getting naked. It's probably because they've kept all their clothes on and they've been really good about that, and I literally don't know what to do with myself. Sarah wanted her daughter's home, the Villa Luaro, to be a place where community leaders in black communities could come to help inspire other black people to pursue their dreams. Sarah actually pledged $5,000, which was about the equivalent of $77,000 in today's time, to the NAACP's anti-lynching fund. And actually, her pledge of $5,000 in 1919 to the NAACP's anti-lynching fund was actually, at that time, the largest gift they'd ever received from an individual. Now, with all of Sarah's great accomplishment and achievements, we unfortunately have to talk about her death. I don't know why I said it like that. That was, I don't know, I'm being overly dramatic today. So Sarah unfortunately died on May 25th, 1919 from kidney failure and complications of hypertension at the age of 51. But she accomplished a lot in her 51 years. But the interesting thing is that her name became even more widely known in the 1920s, after she was dead. As her company, which was still doing its thing, being run by her daughter Aaliyah, her company expanded beyond the United States to other countries such as Cuba, Jamaica, Panama, and Costa Rica. And so her daughter, Aaliyah, who actually is kind of getting naked. Girl, keep this dress on. Now, Aaliyah actually took her mother's place as president of the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. So from her mama to her daughter, and I know I've already said it, but I'm sorry. I love a good mom-daughter love story, a good BFF mom-daughter story. I can't help myself. I just think it's so cool. That Sarah, she, back in the day when she worked as a laundress, only earning $1 a day, she wanted to earn enough money to give her daughter a good education, and she spent all this time and all this effort creating this really awesome hair care line for black women. And she was then able to give her daughter so much, and her daughter was then able to proceed and become the president of her own company. I just think, I don't know, I just love it. It makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. And yes, so that was the life of Sarah Breedlove. Well, and I, like always, forgot to say, don't forget to subscribe. So next week, we are gonna talk about a 19-year-old who took down a massive, raging misogynist, okay? So if you're like, what's that about? Stay tuned for next week. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Stay tuned for next week. If you have missed any of my previous girl power history videos, we got 4 out there. If you want to go check them out, if you're new here, then go check them out because I think they're pretty interesting. And like always, if you want to comment down below any suggestions for any other women you want to hear me talk about in the future, that's the wonderful thing here. We don't discriminate. There's a whole slew of women that we can talk about for years to come, so it makes me really excited. I'm in a really good mood today. I don't know why. I'm just a little I'm in a really good mood today. But okay, enough of me blabbering, enough of me going on and on. Let's end this video. So I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful day. So see ya.